Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Not Another Leeds podcast, because another Leeds United podcast, there's no harm, is there? Eh? So today I am joined by one half of the Leeds House podcast, the chocolate frog to my Ron Weasley, if you will. It's Big Kev. Hi, Kev.
How is everyone? All good?
Good, mate. Thank you. And I've got, as you've seen on TV, the lads from the famous podcast, Ought to Know Better podcast. It's Luke and Smarty. All right, boys.
How we doing?
Sound Dally, cheers, mate. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, lads. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I know Kev's really excited to see you. He's waiting for that autograph later on. Right, Kev?
I am, definitely. Leeds royalty we've got on here today, haven't we?
Get your cleavage out,
Yeah.
I'll give you a scribble, mate, no problem.
Hey, don't forget, Farke pens on sale, 48 different colours for those who remember the last episode. Before we move on, lads, we've actually got another sponsor. We've got another sponsor today. Can you believe it? It's an Italian company. I'll play the sponsor. Here we go.
From the vineyards of Lombardy, Italy, introducing Radriz Wine. Because when his decision making is as questionable as his taste in wine, you'll need a glass to survive the season. Why not tweet fans to make sure for an experience you're sure to regret? Grab a bottle of Radriz Wine today.
In your local store soon. So
That's class.
That's brilliant.
we all know that he loves a good bit of vino, doesn't he? The old Radriz Rani. But yeah, so that's today. That's this week's sponsor, and thanks for the money. Right then, lads.
He's actually deactivated, hasn't he?
Has he?
I hope
Yeah,
so.
deactivated a while ago,
He
didn't it?
deactivated
What?
after I didn't Sampdoria get beat, or so he came out about Sampdoria. He deactivated. I might be back by now. I don't know.
Well, I know he had a lot of backlash with he tried to sign some sort of sexual assaulter. I mean, I know he wanted a strong forward, but being too forward, you know what I mean? But so we'll go briefly over the Southampton game because we've not been on since then. So obviously, it's Luke, I'll start with you first, mate. Southampton haven't won in 4. We've got 4 clean sheets in a row. Positive vibes going in this game, Art? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Anybody who watches our podcast, I think it was a clean sweep. The expectation was that we were going to continue that form. Southampton been absolutely dog shite at home all season. Got beat by Sunderland. Got beat 4 or 5-0 by Sunderland, I think, only a couple of weeks ago. But it's a tough time to play a desperate team. And when teams are desperate for a win and they're coming up against Leeds United, you can almost bet your boots that they will perform, and each and every player will play 110%. Now, we weren't at the races, let's be honest. We were shite, we switched off, but on another day, those 3 chances don't go in. You know, they capitalised really, really well, and left us with a mountain to climb, and it was just too much of a mountain. I don't think we were too bad second half, but yeah, it was one of them, mate. And to be honest, I was already over it. But as soon as I went on here talking about it, it was. I'd put it down to a bit of naivety on our part. I think because of their recent results and because of our recent results, the expectation was that we were going to go there and get a result. Now, football, the Championship doesn't work like that. We know that we've been about a bit, and yeah, I think we're just very, very naive, and that first half performance pretty much solidifies that. But yeah, I'm over it. It's one of them. We learned from it clearly going into the game last night as well. So sorry, not last night. It was Wednesday night. Apologies. But yeah, we move, mate. We move.
Yeah. Smarty, is this a bump in the road for you? I know it's obviously we've won the QPR, but we'll come on to that in a minute. But at half time, there's no subs. What are you thinking, mate?
I did half expect him to make a few changes, and I was quite shocked that he didn't actually, because of such a lacklustre performance in the first half. Were we 3-0 down in the first half at half time?
Yeah.
Were we 3-1? We got 1-0.
First half an hour, yeah.
We got one back in second half, didn't we? We showed glimpses of what we could do initially in the second half period, but I echo what Luke said. For me, it was kind of a lethargic performance. We all expected to get some kind of result from there, and I think maybe naively That they weren't just mentally up for it. Who knows? I think they might have been they thought it might have been a bit of a walk in park. Let's not forget, Southampton are a bloody good side. And it would only a matter of time with the quality they have in their team that they were going to start getting going. And lo and behold, Leeds United turn up at the front door. It's an absolutely banging opportunity for them to do it, isn't it? So, it's one of them. We're not gonna be glitz and glamour the whole season. We're gonna have these, like you say, bumps in the road and stuff. We just got to expect it. But like you say, it was important that we got a bit of a bounce back on Wednesday, and we did so. But all in all, I were already over it halfway through the frigging game, if I'm honest. I was sat down. You may know this. I do frequent Wales every now and again, and I were down there watching this live from me gypsy caravan, my love shack in the middle of Wales, and I was just like, yeah, it's just one of them. What can you do?
No, yeah, I totally agree, mate. I think by the time it was 3-0, my mentality was all like, right, okay, then we'll move on because it's so early in the season. It won't impact us as much. Kev, do you like the first substitution were about 71 minutes, and I think it was Bamford, or something like that. Should he make them changes at half time, or do you think he made the right decision and it was just damage control at that point?
I don't know how to answer that one. I would have done it at half time, but everybody loves Daniel Farke, so he can't really do nothing wrong, can he, at the minute, apart from losing a match. But yeah, I'd have done it at half time, really, definitely. I'd have definitely put some changes in the defence. I would have took Cooper off straight away myself. I do love the bloke, and I love what he stands for, but he just looked really slow and lethargic at the weekend. And I agree with the lads as well, saying that I did think we were going to piss it. I thought we were going to absolutely smash them. And I think probably the team thought that too, and we just got brought down to earth. And Southampton are a good side, and they are going to go on a good run as well. I think we just got to take it on the chin, because if you work it out as well, if you get 6 points out of every 3 matches, we're going to be up there. We obviously had a couple of draws at the start, but yeah, I got over it fast. When it went 3-0, I just fuck it, and just that was it. Yeah.
So what you're saying is, because Farke didn't make changes at half time, you're Farke out. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Come back, Jesse. All is forgiven.
Yeah. They're scared, man. They're scared. Right, stop. No, I can't go there again. I've only just shook the.
Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. No. Even my balls start to shrivel up then a little bit.
Before Jesse Marsh came in, I had long flowing hair. You won't believe it, would you?
So did Luke.
10.
They're both hair models for L'Oreal, weren't we?
Like
David Ginola.
Now we're the Mitchell brothers now. So, like, just to round it up on the Southampton game, do you think, Smarty, who do you think came out of there holding their head high?
I think Archie Gray replaced Kamara, didn't he? And a couple of the other lads, they kind of made a decent impact. I was just looking, I was just trying to fly through them then. I just pulled up the lineup. So Jayden Anthony and Archie Gray came on for Somerville and Kamara, and they seemed to kind of give us a little bit of a boost. But that were well into the 70th minute. Southampton made 3 substitutions before we'd even made our first, and at this point we were obviously, we needed 2 goals to bloody draw the game. So, but it's difficult to tell. I've kind of moved on from it a little bit. So I'm obviously, Ampadu's always an absolute cert. I kind of remember the poor or the poorer performances rather than the actual positives. You're going to get your good performances from your Greys, from your Ampadu's, mainly from the lads going forward. It's that goal to concede right at the very start. That through ball, Cooper got caught napping. It's them that sort of stick in your mind rather than the good performances. But I don't think anyone had an absolute stinker. It was just one of them sort of performances that it's just one of them. We just weren't at the races, were we? No,
100% Smarty, mate. We'll talk about the Cooper goal concession. Sorry, my England is broken tonight. Yeah. So Cooper steps up, and it's a great through ball. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking that at all. And Armstrong's very known for running at the back line. Now, you've got Ampadu, who's behind Cooper, who's ball watching and should be telling Cooper that Armstrong's ran off it, in my opinion. But why?
It was a good bloody finish from Armstrong, I know, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. nine times out of 10, I think Melia gets that, in my opinion. Go on, Luke.
Yeah, I think for me, I just think for us there was far too many 5 or 6s out of 10, and for them they had a couple who managed to hit a 9 and 8 and 9 out of 10, and that was ultimately the difference. Armstrong bagged two goals that on another day probably doesn't score. Like, realistically, I looked at the XG and I think at the end of the first half it was still 0.8, even though they'd scored 3 goals or something daft. Because they were difficult chances, and then they don't often go in. They just capitalised, and for me it was, we had too many subpar performances, and they just happened to have a few good performances on the day, and that was ultimately the difference. They weren't better than us tactically. They weren't better than us man for man. But I just think performance-wise, they were on the day, and I don't think. I mean, I said, and agree with what Kev said and Smarty. I don't think we could take too many negatives from that. I mean, in hindsight, it's quite easy to blame some poor performances from that day. People had the chopping board out for Cooper straight afterwards, but he wasn't the worst player on the field. There was some. Kamara was very, very poor that game. Pirro, dog shit, and one or two others. And I just think it's very easy to pick on the old guard, and that almost seems like a little bit of a Leeds fans novelty at the minute. Yeah. That is our get out of jail free card. If we've played shite, we'll blame the old guard because they've been here the longest. They're a little bit older. They have lost a yard of pace. They're probably not good enough to be in a promotion pushing team right now. I mean, fair enough. 3 years ago, Bielsa were magic. They were 3 years younger, but it's a very lame and lazy excuse for me to blame the old guard. People who actually watch the games and understand a little bit about football will understand that it's not just one player's performance why we lose a game 3-1. It's not Liam Cooper's fault we lost that game 3-1. But I also agree that he's probably past his best, shall we say? But yeah, I just find it a very lazy comparison when we're using the old guard and the terminology, and they're still very useful to us as squad players. Liam Cooper, Luke Ayling, they have been our worst performers this season, arguably. But they are still very useful to that squad, that young squad as well. So yeah,
I've got a question for you here, Luke.
Go on.
Ayling and Cooper. Obviously, we're talking about how they're not good enough for a promotion push. Do you think them two get into the majority of the other teams in the championship, though? I do, yeah.
Looking at the teams we've played, Kev, I think either of them start for Sheff Wednesday and your lower teams and your proper crap sides in there. I don't think based on football ability, not necessarily. There's some good players in this league, and we've come up against some good squads. Even Watford weren't that bad. We just played out of his skin. Do you know what I mean? But do they walk into another championship team? Probably based on the experience and what they've already done in their career. But when we're talking about footballing ability, I think they are both a little bit over the hill, shall we say? But I think I still, with the greatest respect, I still think they've got a lot to offer this squad.
Yeah, I agree. Off the bench, definitely. I think it's safe to say that we all agree with each other. Just to touch on the other goals, I think it just boils down just that moment in every game where it's just a lack of communication. Like for this, I think it was this third goal. Dan James and Shaq both go with the runner, which gives Suleimana to cut inside, and he ends up picking a pass out for Armstrong. And then he just puts it away, and it's unlucky that it comes off strike and goes in the net. Somerville for the second one, but it just wasn't good enough for me. He was tracking his man, but he wasn't tight to him, he wasn't hugging him, he was just jogging alongside him.
There, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of laziness, and it's twice as hard later on down the line. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's safe to say because it's so over. I was bringing my lad back from football. And I was like, right, kick off, come through on me watch. 2 minutes later, bang. We're down already. That can't be right. And then obviously watch the game. But we'll move on because I don't want to spend too much time on it because Southampton are shit and they're not as good as Leeds, even though they beat us. I'm not bitter at all. So to Southampton. So we move on to Wednesday night, which is QPR. And Boy, well, this game, it wasn't as easy as we thought it was going to be, Kev?
It was a bit of a weird match to watch. Obviously, if you were there, we watched it on the TV. I know we did obviously outplay them at times, but it was just a bit flat, weren't it? It's like there weren't just much going on in the game. I can't remember us having a lot of chances either as well. It was just there's nothing sticking out in the back in my head at the moment. Thinking
Not clear cut, no.
Yeah, no clear cut. Apart from some of those chances, that's the one that sticks. And again, there was a couple of lethargic performances in there. I mean, I thought Perot was terrible again myself.
He was a passenger for me.
Yeah, but he's going to have those games, isn't he? He'll probably score 2 tomorrow now. That's what he's going to do. Yeah, that's what he's going to be like. It's like he'll go a couple of games where he'll get a hatful of goals, and he'll probably have a couple where he's like you just said, a passenger, and then he'll just come back again and probably have another purple patch. And I guess that's what we need really from him. If he could do it in every game, it'd be a lot better. But we'll just see.
I find him quite ineffective in quite busy areas. You know, if we're facing maybe like a 5-4-1 like QPR deployed against us on Wednesday, whenever he seems to be in the mix and quite a busy area around him, he does seem quite ineffective, and he doesn't seem to offer a lot. You see him drop quite deep a lot of the time to try and get involved in a lot of the link up on the build up play. That's just something I've noticed. And whenever we're playing teams that want to come at us that won't sit deep, you know, well, basically anyone that we're frigging beaten, whoever. Ipswich, prime example. Millwall's a prime example. Watford's a prime example. Them's the teams that I thought, right, we're going to go and try and give these a game, and they ended up on the wrong side of the frigging law, don't they? Get an absolute arse slapping. Them's the kind of games that he seems to thrive in. A lot of space where he's able to move into freely, that he's able to play these 1-2s with Rutter and Somerville and the rest of the lads. But again, whenever he seems to be against quite a defensive line, he seems to struggle. But again, you know, who replaced him on Wednesday? I can't remember who came on for him.
Bamford, right?
Bamford.
Wait, Bamford. Bamford seems to thrive in them kind of situations. He's good at holding ball up. He's strong. You know, his movement's good. You know, and so you kind of see that there's maybe an argument for playing. I mean, and I'm not an advocate for Patrick Bamford starting Leeds games, by the way. Just before anyone jumps down my throat here,
I was
just steady. I just think that in them situations, maybe and hopefully, Farke recognises this and would potentially get Bamford on in that kind of situation quicker. You know, get Pirro out. He's being ineffective. Get Bamford in potentially. Have Rutter and have Somerville and have your other players running off Bamford, which is what we've been crying out for so long. And then maybe go from there. But who knows? I'm not a football manager. I'm just a knobhead on a podcast.
Same. Yeah, just hashtag knobcasts.
Hashtag knobcasts, yeah.
Eddie, we're getting a name for ourselves with knobcasts.
People who watch this show have called us worse. Don't worry about that, mate.
I'm sure.
Before we go on to your favourite player, Smarty, I know that you've got a signed calendar and poster of Bamford on your wall. Could you see
that's Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie's my favourite. What a fucking guy. Leeds icon, him.
Yeah, so we'll start with Bamford then, because we've got quite a few players to talk about. We'll start with when Bamford came on. I thought he was quite effective, like you say, holding the ball up, and he seemed to have that bit of a sharpness back to him. Do you think, Luke?
Yeah. I felt he looked really effective when he came on. He's a completely different option to anything we've got. He's an old school number 9. He's a nightmare to play against for defenders. He just can't fucking finish. He's everything a striker should be, apart from the finishing. You know, he puts himself about. He backs into defenders. He'll go up in the air. He's a whinger. He's in the ref's ear. He's in defenders' ears. He's just he's the type of footballer that, as a centre back, and if you've ever, I mean, I don't know if you guys play football, but there's always one knob of a striker that's annoying, and he's a gritty, a bit even dare I say it, Scummy Smith type player, and he does all that really, really well. And if he was consistent and injury free, the realism is he started out at Chelsea, he probably would still be playing at a higher level than Leeds United. You know, let's be honest. He was touted as being a wonder kid when he was younger. Spent loads of time out on loan, so there's clearly ability there, and he does offer us as a squad and as a team a different outlet, a completely different. He'll press defenders all day. He's just a completely different option to say playing Rutter up there or Pirro if we ever see him in there. I actually like Paddy Bamford. Look, I think he's got his flaws. I think he's very average with in front of goal, but everything leading up to that is good. I don't think he's got, he's a little bit. I mean, I don't even know how to best describe him, but a bit soft, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit blah, and he but look, we've seen how good he can be. That promotion year, I think he scored 17 goals or 18 goals, but he missed twice as many easy chances as well. So he could have been in 20, 30, 40 goals. That's the frustrating thing about Paddy Bamford. If he could add some consistency and a bit of bastard about him, and actually be a little bit more clinical, then we'd have a really, really, really good striker. But it's a good option to have, especially when we're looking at Rutter and Pirro as our front two now. However way round you want to look at those two, yeah. So yeah, look, I think he's a great option.
Yeah,
you can keep him fit.
Yeah. He just needs to get rid of the posh accent, don't he, when he's talking to defenders? Go, rah, get off my boots, man. You know what I mean? That kind of vibe.
He needs to stop being a Tory, and he'll probably be all right, won't he?
Yeah. Well,
I've got polo in the morning.
Yeah, bit of crew KO, boy. Yeah, just good. Yes. My eating mess. Yeah. Sorry, I went old World War I pilot then. Sorry. The good thing is that he's been called up to the England trampolining team for next week. So let's go through it. Kev, talk us through this acrobatic masterpiece. I know Smarty's been fighting fires on Twitter. I've seen him all day. We'll come to you in a sec, Smarty, because I'll just like this all day, especially from that podcast that shall not be named. But Kev, we'll start with you, mate.
Oh yeah.
Can I be brutally honest here? I think he's lucky to be alive. I really, really do. He's lucky to be alive. Begovic, what a maniac for doing that. He's terrible.
Should be done for manslaughter.
It should be done for manslaughter. Our Patrick has got connections high up in the Tory government. He's going to get done, that Begovic is, I'm telling you.
He's going to get deported, isn't he?
Yep.
Good chances off to Rwanda.
We'll get sent back to Bournemouth or something instead. Is it worse? Smarty, I know that you've been fighting fires on this Leeds United front, but I must applaud you, mate.
Daily.
They have been, yeah.
I thought I've been quite calm lately, actually.
Depends how often, doesn't it?
I had I suppose, like a bit of a moment last week when I was firing to everyone left, right, and centre. But I thought I'd been a bit more placid. But I couldn't stand it. It's these idiots. I mean, them two dipsticks which you're on about. They shall not be named.
Who is it? I'm lost here.
The
second tier. We'll call them out.
Second tier dickheads. You know, they've said, "Oh, he dived in." They said that there was no context there. There's no appreciation for Patrick saying, "Look, you can clearly see he's dived out of the way." Bearing in mind, right, and I know you guys probably know this, that he'd been literally taken out 5 minutes before, like properly taken out. The guy's just come back from injury. He's wanting to help his team fucking get up as far in the league as possible. He wants to get involved. He don't want to be injured. You've got that fucking silly dickhead coming at you with his boots, at chest height. Of course, he's going to jump out at way. Now he's landed. He's got back up. And apparently said straight away to the ref there was no contact, but because of the technically malicious intent from our good friend the keeper, he sent him off anyway. He's been rescinded. He's allowed to play this Saturday, so all is good and well in the footballing world. But at the end of the day, he's a shithouse, and he nearly killed our striker.
Yeah,
he nearly killed our striker.
Well, don't forget, we've got to think about the PTSD that Patrick will be suffering today.
Absolutely. He'll be eating cucumber sandwiches left, right, and centre.
Sorry, what? Yeah, I bet he's been
through a blender. They'll have to be blended up.
Absolutely.
He's had prawn cocktail. He ain't having no prawn cocktail when he got home. I'm telling you, he's
he must be put off his caviar. He's oysters. No, thank you, Jeeves. Not today. No. But Right, let's talk about the commentary then, Luke. You know what it reminds me of? You know that this is iFollow, by the way. We're meant to be professional. It reminds me of that rugby video. Get him off! Get the
I can't speak. If you got any bottle, Campbell, that's him.
Get him off the field.
Yes, that's very much. Bamford, they're cheat.
He's giving him a yellow. I can't
The
speak.
cheat's gonna take it. It's gonna take it. The cheat. It's like, bloody hell, man! It's just been nearly wiped out.
So that
What's your
wasn't
thoughts on
iFollow
that?
actually. For those who were watching,
Oh.
it was. Oh well, sorry, it was QPR's iFollow. It was their home channel, QPR, the Hoops TV or something like that. I should imagine it's called. Which if you've got
Particular device.
different channels, the Hoops TV actually takes you to something completely
radio,
different.
TV wireless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Hoops TV I'd searched for, and it was something that the kids definitely couldn't have watched. So, it was
Hoops? What's this hoops shit?
That's
Sorry,
their nickname.
have I missed something? Is that what they're called? Hoops?
The Hoops.
Are they?
Yeah,
Why?
that's because of the kit, innit?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I once
Oh,
went
that
to
or
watch.
they
I've got a
just-
story
I've
for you.
no
I
idea.
once went to watch Pete Doherty live in Cambridge, I think it was, and it was in fact they'd just been promoted to the Premier League, and he was on the stage, absolutely off his face, just singing.
Naturally.
Yeah, literally just singing about QPR, singing up super hoops and all this, and then somebody threw a fucking giant teddy bear at him and it knocked him over, like literally just a giant teddy bear threw on the stage and knocked him over. That's how frail he is. He was at the time.
How is he supporting QPR? He's from the Neaton. He's like literally like down the
Is
road
he?
from me. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Pete Doherty's from the
Might be
Neaton,
his
yeah.
dad or something. Maybe.
Is Doherty related to
Oh, yeah.
Brendan Aronson?
Christ.
He gets knocked over by a little bit of the fluff out of a bear, a teddy bear.
When he
Yeah, and he looks
He
like
has
he's
to-
been on the gear as well.
he has to hold on to a railing when he farts, just so he don't go into atmosphere. So that was just comical. And Kev, do you put it down like we just did enough to get it over the line? Like you say, we had Somerville's chance, and then they had a chance right at the death, which Melier, smothered. Do you think we just did enough compared to what we did last season?
Yeah, I think we'd have lost that last year. We'd have lost that the year before. We've got a better team now than we had when we were in the Premiership. And Melier again, he's just coming out. I know he was a bit lucky with that Dykes one, weren't it? Who was it? Was it Stroud that he got his leg round, hit it in? Was it? I believe the one where he's hitting right.
It was. Yeah, it was right towards the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and obviously it shat me pants badly. But it was. Yeah, we're gonna do that a lot. I think we're gonna win 1-0 and struggle in the second half because everyone's just gonna sit behind the ball and we're gonna be breaking everyone down, and then they'll come at us at the end, and that's where we'll probably get a lot more goals. Is in the last 10-15 minutes of matches. But we're gonna have games like that all year, especially midweek games. I hate midweek games for Leeds. We always do shit.
Yeah,
It's
the atmosphere, isn't it? We run our lighting and everything runs off the atmosphere inside Ellen Road. Everything runs off the atmosphere, and it's dead. It's almost. You Smarty said it the other night. In fact, it was last night. Jay and I did a post match review on Brady and Coke, and Smarty in the comments said it very much felt like a cup game because of the atmosphere, and it's because people aren't drinking. It's a school night, People don't go in. They're not as bullshit and loud and as aggressive, and it almost reflects on the performances, I think, midweek games. Yeah.
When you say like the lights run off the atmosphere, is that a nod towards Monsters Inc. That was it?
Yeah. I do love that film.
So this is not another Leeds podcast where we like dad jokes. The shit ones.
We also like Disney Pixar as well.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So I mean, I know what you mean. It is a school night, and people can't get as rowdy and stuff like that. Smarty, on Anthony's debut on Wednesday. I mean, what's your thoughts on Anthony's debut for us, mate?
I think he's brilliant. We are laughing all the way to the bank with that signing. We've managed to get an absolute belter of a player and got rid of an absolute shithouse, haven't we? It was probably going to be broken within a few weeks. So, but no, he's just brilliant. Every minute he's played, I think he's been effective. He likes to, he gets back, he tracks his men, he gets forward, and I can't knock him. That first half on Wednesday, we just, boom. I think we were all kind of a bit apprehensive about the second goal. We were all kind of waiting for this second goal after the beautiful interchange of play to get the first goal. Wonderful pass from Mr. Rutter, by the way. They were like, right, business as usual, let's crack on. And then it was just like, does anyone else want to just crack on? Or are we just going to, just dick them, but not dick them, if you know what I mean? And I was just like, what the fuck? So, obviously, the lads were on Brady and Coke last night, so I got a massive, massive cup vibe. Like, we were expecting to kind of absolutely have the pants down. Again, no one were drinking, so atmosphere were flat. And then in second half, we kind of, and I've seen it a few times before, under Bielsa, not a lot, but a couple of times where we seem to, if we get an inferior team that come to Ellen Road, we kind of go down to their level a little bit because the second half were just shite, wasn't it? And I said to lads around me, I says, I can see them getting a penalty bloody 90th minute or something, or them just getting a shitty, scrappy goal right at end to get a draw. I just had that, that kind of anxious feeling that you get when you sat thinking. Honestly, about fucking 80 minutes in, I feel like I've been here half my life. I want to go home. I'm fed up. It's not bad. It's fine. It's a satisfactory. It's okay performance. But I'm just like, fucking, I want to go to bed. I'm knackered. Yeah. I'm tired watching this shit. So
yeah, it did seem like. I mean, I can't think of any other memorable chance apart from that the second Somerville chance. I think he
bloody good save and all.
Yeah,
he saved it, didn't keeper?
We've said this before, Kev, where keepers just get possessed by the footballing ghosts of all the greatest goalkeepers ever, or goalkeeper form of brick wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kev,
bricks and mortar.
Exactly. Kev, there's been some people think that the ball went out for the first goal. What do you think? Or don't you care?
Don't care, mate. Don't care.
Right, okay, so let's.
We've had loads of bad luck, and talk obviously that Naki Wells thing because it's been brought up from that, all that stuff about read all this and all that. It's just we've had bad luck, loads of it. Look at that Harry Kane foul on Melier as well. All this stuff's bringing back. It was in. I don't give a shit, and we won, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing up that trauma, Kev.
But it swings and roundabouts. Remember when Mark Hughes scored that goal against us at the Dal and it come off the backboards? It's just that's how it works. Yeah, it's funny.
It's unbelievable, mate.
As long as it doesn't happen to us again, I don't mind.
Yeah,
it will.
Oh yeah, fucking definitely will.
Yeah. This season, many a times.
Honestly, as Leeds fans, we've suppressed so much trauma that you just forget about it. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I think we're all carrying a large amount of PTSD around with us, all of us, every single one. We've got a little bag of PTSD that we just carry around with us everywhere in a little bum bag.
This isn't natural. This isn't natural, mate.
Bum bag.
Yeah, a little bum bag, little fanny pack in the Americans call it, don't they? Fanny pack.
Yeah, they are a bunch of fannies. No,
as Western McKennie.
Don't get me started on that. Fucking hell.
It's like a tick. It's like a tick. Like Aronson. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. So we'll just round off on this QPR game. Kev, I'll come back to you, mate. Because you're waxing lyrical about Rutter, aren't you? You're going to go for his same hairstyle, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm growing it out underneath this hat. I'm going to get the streaks in at some point over the weekend, I think. Yeah, as well.
You're for a knee job as well to get some implants in your knees so you're taller.
Yeah. So what? So Rutter doesn't look like Humpty Dumpty, no?
Every podcast got one. We've got Jay.
Yeah.
I'll too, really.
I love the guy. I love the guy. He does make the Leeds games enjoyable at times as well with everything that he does. Just the way he still runs weird, but he just glides around the pitch. It's just so graceful. It's like that assist as well, and the little turns he does in the middle of the pitch. It's just
he's like Bambi on ice skates at times, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
he just don't know where his feet. He doesn't know where his feet are going. We don't know where his feet are going. It works.
Sometimes he does remind me of like a cartoon giraffe running in treacle. You know, it just takes like a couple of seconds to get going. And he's just, but I bet he's a bastard to play against. Don't you think, Smarty?
He's so strong. Sorry.
I'd love to kick him. Just to be able, just once, just to see what I'd do. But he'd leave me in his dust, wouldn't he? He's like, if any of it, obviously I'm guessing we're all of a similar kind of age, mid-30s. I would assume that you've all seen
30s?
Friends.
You're not mid-30s.
I'm 37, that's mid-30s. I'm not 40 like you shithouse.
When are you 38?
Listen, I might look 30.
When are you 38?
You look 40.
When are you 38?
Ages away. long time away. But we've all right, anyway, we digress. No, it's 3 or 4 months away. We've all seen Friends. Have you seen the episode where Phoebe is running around Central Park and she's fucking running around? Like that. That is what he's like. He's got them sort of vibes. And I just love it. He's got a smile on his face. The guy's bags full of talent. And you just, every time he picks a ball, it's like watching Joffrey a few years ago when he came on. You saw him warming up on, but you just think, oh, fucking hell, Joffrey's coming on, nice one. That's the kind of, as soon as he picks up that ball, you think he's going to do something with this. He's either going to make an absolutely world-class pass or he's going to skin 3 people. Or he's going to make someone look like a complete wanker, like he did again last night. Someone else went skidding on their ass past him. He's just exciting to watch, and he's a joy to watch. And it's such a brilliant contrast to what we were seeing last season from him, when everyone getting on his back. 35 million, fucking hell. Now he's just a dream. So I'm so happy that he didn't go in the summer like the rest of the shithouses did. But I absolutely freaking love him.
We didn't get a murmur of him wanting to leave or anything.
No.
No.
You know
what I mean?
Apparently there were offers, but he said he wanted to stay and fight for his place and fight for club.
And he's loving that now.
Yeah, there were big offers as well, weren't there? Apparently,
so.
Borussia Dortmund were going to be looking at him and going into with the Jude Bellingham money, and he said, "No, I'll stay." I think he's just got a manager that believes in him and lets him just do what the fuck he wants. All right, you just go do your stuff. And then that's it. He loves him. I think everybody loves him now, though, don't they? Hopefully.
I think this will be the making of Rutter. Just a season in the Championship. He's already shown his strength, and I'll go to a comment here. What Rune said earlier. He says it's how happy he is when he's playing that does it for me, and you can tell he's really enjoying his football because he's smiling, and he's that pass that I put through for Bamford before the acrobatics. That was inside of his foot, by the way, and somehow it's got laser guided football boots. Technology these days is unbelievable.
Water polo man.
Water polo.
It's how he celebrates when we score a goal as well that does it for me. Just actually makes me smile, and it takes a lot for me to smile in a match if we ain't scored. It's just brilliant.
He's so likable,
like an excited puppy. Like an excited puppy. He's like, oh, you're watching him celebrate with Somerville and that. It's just like fucking brilliant.
It's like when Rodrigo used to score. I'd be like,
yeah,
pure like joy. He's never scored. Yeah, it's like he'll get that absolute adrenaline fix, and I bet it is scoring at Ellen Road. I bet it's like crack, like you know what I mean. So it wasn't easy, the QPR game. Let's just quickly talk about the Bamford free kick, right? Because you can tell where I'm going with this, right?
I just forgot.
I had to neck to Anadin when I saw him pick lining up. Smarty, what's your thoughts when it is? Because I know that you're going to use colourful language.
Probably not. I'll try and refrain from using that sort of natural effervescence that comes out of me every now and again. As soon as I saw him line up that, I thought, well, that's that. You might as well just fucking boot it straight into the stand. What's the point? What is the point? But yeah, Patrick Bamford on free kicks, Patrick Bamford on penalties, Patrick Bamford doing anything really is kind of
Patrick Bamford on the field.
He does bits, but we won't go in on him too much. But yeah, I just thought this is just an absolute no-oper. This, I don't know why he's bothering. So
yeah, it takes me back to when he had that penalty and he missed it against I forget who it is because I blocked it out.
Everyone.
Yes.
Whoever it takes them.
Who was
against,
it? It was Newcastle.
Yes, that was it. Newcastle, I remember.
2-0 up.
Yeah, 2-0 up. That's a different game for me. And I knew as soon as he put it down, I was like, right, okay, he's just even my confidence in him wasn't that good. Do you know what I mean? And I'm no professional footballer. I'm like Luke Varney with no legs when it comes to football. Do you know what I mean?
Christ, not bad.
Well, I'm okay. But this is why I didn't become a professional footballer. It's just too much hassle, too much money for me. You know what I mean?
Too much effort. Yeah.
It's just not the lifestyle I'm into.
Yeah, nah.
I don't
Luke,
like
what
running.
were your... Yeah, hold it up, pass it on. That's how you do it. Luke, what were your thoughts? Did you have faith? I know you're quite the optimist, Luke, when it comes to players like the old guard.
I do try and see the best in most, and while ever anyone's pulling on a shirt for Leeds United, and I mean, even there was times last season I even promoted how important Aronson could be for us and various others. So look, I do try and see, and look, it's obvious when somebody's struggling. I mean, Rutter is a great example here. Look, how many people wrote him off last season? He's never going to be good enough. And I was like, look, there's a player in there. There's a player, and he's come. But anyway, back to your point about Bamford. I think he's got, again, similar to Cooper and Ayling, I think he's got a lot to offer this squad. I think the difficulty we've got and the problem we might have is he's quite a selfish person. And what I mean by that is he will put the ball down and take a penalty rather than thinking about getting the win because as a striker, you want to be scoring goals and you want to get a bit of momentum. So rather than doing the right thing and giving it to somebody who's in a bit of form and who's going to 9 times out of 10 bag it, he wants to get on that score sheet. He wants to get a bit of momentum. And I think he's a little bit selfish in that respect. Look, I don't know the guy. This is what I see on a football field. I saw a few times last season, he was over talking to Jesse Marsh when things weren't going right and he was in his ear. So, yeah, I mean, I shit myself a little bit whenever he puts the ball down and he's going to do anything from a dead ball situation. I'll not lie because it's either going to go top corner and going to be 1 times out of 100 or 99 times it's going to end up, as it did the other night, hitting the wall, hitting the corner flag or... hitting his other foot by accident and going out for a throw-in or something. So yeah, it's just frustrating, isn't it? And I think it goes back to what we said earlier about his natural ability as a striker is quite good, other than his natural instinct to score goals. And yeah, but no, I will not write him off yet. I think he's got a lot to offer us this season if he can stay fit. Certainly is an option.
Yeah. Well said, Luke. Well said. Yeah, well said. Kev, I know that. Do you record Luke's thoughts? Sorry, for some reason the hamster stopped ruling in his kid.
I do. I really, really do. I think he's actually one of our better players until he gets into their 18-yard box. Then it all just goes Pete Tong, don't it? And again, I've got to agree. I think Bamford is better at striking a ball when a ball is moving than the one that's actually not on the ground. A lot of all of his best goals for us are when it's obviously being crossed in or someone's laid it into him and it's actually moving and he can place it. It's just when it's still, it's fucking shite. He just can't do it. But yeah, I agree.
Putting it nicely.
Yeah, I think I'll champion Patrick Bamford. I think he's going to put those hard yards in when we were struggling in the game and winning 1-0, and he'll hold that ball up and he'll chase the defenders down like he did against that lad the other night, where it's easy one. He's chased him all the way down and he's kicked it out for a throw into us. He's just a menace. He's a pest, and I think he could be really important for us this year. But he ain't going to start, and he ain't going to score us the goals. So let's just keep him outside the 18-yard box, and I'll be happy.
What do you think?
We've said that,
I've got a
already.
question. I've got a very quick question for you. Go on, Smarty, sorry.
No, you go. It's fine. Go
what about Patrick Bamford as a 10?
I've said that before. I said he could actually do it. He could do it. He could do it. Because he's actually quite good at hitting those little slide rule passes as well.
He is.
He is. He's got that deft touch, like which some of our team haven't. I mean, Rutter, Pirro, Somerville, and Nonto are the ones that have got that, but they still can't probably play a through ball just as good as Patrick Bamford could. So yeah, I guess that's in Farke's thinking after what came out today. But I guess we'll come to that later, won't we? As well.
Yeah.
But it also almost Sorry, Danny. Almost
go for it, mate.
I know it's your show, mate, but once I get on one,
No, you're right.
Once me and him start going, you fucked it. Might as well just take a back seat.
It almost contradicts what I said about him being selfish, though, because as a 10, you don't want him to be selfish and you know trying to hit the postage stamp every time he gets the ball.
In the house.
Juan. So yeah, maybe he's a little bit too selfish to be a 10, but I think he's certainly got the attributes to do it. I know, but I will see. I don't think he'll ever play there, but it was just a mad thought I had then when I was sucking on my beer.
I know I keep saying it. I know I keep saying it, but just to round up, would you say that's our best lineup on Wednesday? Smarty, I'll come to you first, mate.
No, I think you need to stick Nonto in there, don't you? I think
And
Nonto has to be
Spence.
involved.
And Spence.
Jed Spence, absolutely, when he's fit. Yeah.
All right,
But it's not bad though, is it? And for the first time in a long time, we've got some decent options to fill those spaces when and whenever they're required. So it's not bad. It's not the best, but it'll do. You know.
You can call me mental as well, but I actually think Junior Firpo might be good in this division when he comes back as well.
A lot of people have said that. A lot of
Right,
people have said that.
how do I kick people from this podcast? I don't know.
I've said exactly that, mate.
Before you start getting your dicks in a tingle, right? I said the same thing about Brendan Aronson. I said he'd probably done a decent job in fucking league. Hey, shoot me. I don't know.
That Chelsea game. That Chelsea game were a false dawn, mate.
And Debbie Does Dallas has got to come back soon as well. You know what I mean? He's not far away.
Right. Let's move on before we start
Some crazy
bashing
shit.
certain nationalities again.
Well, I'll be getting sections soon.
Yeah. So with this next little bit, we'll skim over. It's called "Show Me the Loney." And Kev, you've been doing some research, haven't you, mate? How's our Loney's getting on?
Not very good. Yeah.
Well, we
not very
expected
good.
that. We expected that.
I've done a little bit of research on him. It looks like Sonny Perkins is not having a very good time. I believe he's played 3 minutes in total so far at Oxford, which is it's a bit shit.
Is he running the line? Is he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I just give him a flag.
yeah, it's terrible. Brendan Aronson is doing terrible. So I've seen some US men's national teams accounts saying, "Is Brendan Aronson worse for Berlin than he was for Leeds?" Oh, that made my day. That's made my day.
Brilliant.
That's it. That's the equivalent of cannibalism, isn't it? Really, they're turning on each other. It's happening, boys. It's happening.
That made my day.
None of them really rate fucking Aronson, do they? They all absolutely give one to Weston McKennie.
They do what?
They're just defending.
I won't do it again. It's a family show, apparently.
The whistle at him. Right, just on Weston McKennie, right? I once called him the Weekend. I goes, "Oh, it's just Weekend, think he is." But then James, who's normally on with us, he goes, "Fucking hell, he's that big. You call him the Week."
I would love to see what his Just Eat bill's like on a weekly basis. I bet it's fucking mint. Imagine being his local takeaway.
5 Guys gold card, I heard.
Yeah, I bet he's got more food on his T-shirt than the menu. You know what I mean? So quickly move. How's everyone else doing, mate?
Jack Harrison, I think he's paid about 8 minutes or something like that. But he's just coming back from injury. Sinisterra has played 13% of total minutes that he could have played so far for him. He's come off the bench.
But, to be fair, to be fair, snakes can't play football when they're sliding around on the bench, can they? So
slippery when wet.
Koch and Vober are doing all right. Vober's got six appearances in the Bundesliga and got 2 assists, and Koch's got some really, really high ratings. But he's probably the one that's playing the best out of all of them, and he's probably the one that obviously we're definitely not getting him back, are we? He's not coming back at all. So
who's that?
Get no Koch, big Koch.
Well, I read that he's got another year on his deal. I might have.
No, I heard that as well.
Yeah,
I heard that as well.
Here?
It's Ola Lorente that's now will be the back of him. See you later. I've also heard that Verba, who is it? I can't remember with the frigging hell what the club is. Is it something
Gladbach?
That's the one. Apparently, they're going to try and get his signature as soon as possible because they like him. I've seen that in the press.
Do it before January, then. Yeah, do it before January.
I've also seen a few bits about Greenwood as well, saying Michael, the scum bastard, Carrick, bigging him up, saying that he's fitting well and stuff.
He's actually done all right according to this. Apparently played really, really well the other night. Cody Drame is a bit hit and miss. And Rasmus and Lorente, I don't even need to tell you about them. You know what's going to be going on with them as well.
Giraffe neck and
they
the
might as well just be They might as well just be locked in an air raid shelter and just fed raw meat through a catapult.
Did you see what Mourinho said? He goes, I look at whoever it was. He was looking at them, and he can bring so and so on. You can bring so and so on, and he said he just thinks, the lucky bastard. He's got Llorente and the Flaccid Viking to bring on.
Flaccid Viking,
excellent.
Well done.
And I think the last one we've got.
He's all that, isn't it? He's all this is Christensen, but he's never
fucking
a good player.
Well, we thought we were getting Berardi Mark II, didn't we? And realistically, what we got was a broken
Fairy Viking.
Flaccid Viking penis. That's what it is.
We got the band Erasmus instead of Rasmus Christensen, didn't we?
Believe it or not, this is a Leeds United podcast, people. For all of you watching,
we've got the shirts and the hats on and that.
Yeah,
so exactly. Yeah.
Well, me and you, Luke, we've come with some other attire on, fancy attire on.
I've got the hat on, though, mate.
I've got a Leeds shirt on, a Leeds hat on. Don't know if you can see the old badge there. I've got my DC United shirt on tonight.
See, I don't mind that because we all love.
You're allowed to wear that.
It's got click on back actually. I'm not turning around.
You see his tweet.
Believe me. Yeah, I did.
His tweet after
in response to Bamford's.
Paddy's okay.
Yeah. It's class. I hold out hope for Clicky to come back because I remember when he got sent out the first time on loan before pre-Bielsa, he said, "I'll come back and I'll be good at this club," and he did. And he said when he left in January that I'll be back for them 5 games because he got 195 appearances. And he said I'll be back for them 5 games. So if you're watching, in fact, he's just texted me now. Yeah, that's true, mate. Yeah. So
sad.
The
thing is about that, Danny, I think if we get promoted this year, there was no chance. If we, for whatever reason, stay down, I think there's a good chance he comes back.
Yeah.
Or a chance. A chance.
But he's smashing it in MLS, isn't he?
But you can do that. You can do those MLS loans, can't you? Because their season doesn't really start till March.
Yeah.
We might see him for a little while, like you're saying, maybe January.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Imagine. I mean, there's a lot of things to look forward to this year, but I think Dallas's first time he's back on the grass will be massive.
Yeah.
Will be massive for us. But having somebody like Click come back, even if it's just for 5 games, even if he gets 5 minutes a game, just to get to that mark, it would be incredible. He deserves it.
Click Dallas and Archie Gray's first goal at Ellen Road is going to be them 3 would be awesome this year.
That'll be such a high that I want Clicky to be presented just being dragged through Leeds on a trailer like this, like he's Julius Caesar coming back from goal, just people throwing roses at him. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. I mean, I'll be down for it, man.
Carrots and that. That's what they.
I just want to see. I just want to see
and all that.
Pablo Hernandez smash through like a paper door, like what a green, assistant kits on like that. Hey. There's like one at training stuff.
You don't want him. You don't want him unveiled in one of them smoke chambers like that Italian player. Do you remember that? He couldn't get out fast.
Half dead.
Just ruined one of his lungs. Unveiling him.
Good Christ.
No, in our luck, it'll turn into some singing like it Stars in Your Eyes. Tonight, Matthew.
Matthew Kelly comes out.
Exactly, yeah. Keep him away from.
You mean he's not already come out?
That's Barrymore, mate.
Steady.
Right, we're bordering on prison time here, lads, so let's keep it easy.
Not my podcast.
You've got to keep us under control,
It was fun while it lasted, lads. So let's look forward to tomorrow. Kev, do you think he keeps the same team? Well, obviously, we'll go on to the press conference actually, right quick. And all I've written down here is I fucking love Farke. The 9-10 debacle is now debunked now for me. Kev, what do you think?
I just sat there in awe for him because he just went on a rant for 13 minutes. It was just amazing. And he had all that information. He was waiting for that, weren't he? Waiting for that question to come up. And he had everything in his head ready that he wanted to say. Do you know what? My missus just started supporting Leeds. I sent her that, and she said she said it was amazing too. It was. You can't argue with anything he says, and it just reminds me of a certain manager that we had before now. And I'm not going to say his name.
Don't say his name.
Yeah,
say it. Yeah. Jesse Marsh.
Go on.
Yeah, Jesse Marsh, mate. Yeah.
Wash your bloody mouth out, man.
It's George Graham. George Graham.
Yeah. But no,
I was really. Go on.
We're, 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 Go on, mate.
Go on. Yeah, I was just really impressed with him. Everything that he said. Obviously, I don't think we're going to be able to play the same team. I think Anthony and Byron possibly might be out tomorrow as well.
Well, he went on to say that Shaq's a no-go. He hurt his shoulder, hence why he was left out on Wednesday. Firpo, shock. I think Rob Price is still taking his knees apart and putting them back together for fun. Byram's 50-50, Anthony's 50-50. Now, I think Byram is it's essential for me at that left-back spot. Don't you think, Luke?
Yeah, and we're going to struggle without Firpo, without Byram, and without Shackleton. The only three really who can play there other than Strike under Bielsa, which is a different story. So it begs the question: who might start there? I honestly don't know. Byram's been absolutely solid there for me. I know he made a couple of errors against Southampton. He was left on his ass for Armstrong's second, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, who do we play there? I mean, I honestly don't know.
I just hope it's not Strike.
I've got a feeling he might play Gruev. I feel he might play Gruev.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah. Do you know what?
He played there from Bulgaria as well the other night.
He did, and I keep forgetting.
But Daniel James there, fuck it.
It's mad that we spent £4 million on him in a championship, and we've hardly seen the.
Everyone keeps forgetting about him, don't they? It's mad. Oh, I remember that lad. Oh, yeah.
Secret weapon.
Yeah.
Deploy the Gruev.
He's cooking in Farks. He's old defizzle, as DJs call him. So. Looking towards the Bristol game now, everybody's seen the press conference. So, Smarty, what's your overall vibe about the game tomorrow? Are you confident?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, to be honest, if going into any game, I'd be confident. I feel confident under Farke and within this team. You know, it's not like the last couple of seasons where you just think, please, for Christ, don't get dicked. You know. I am absolutely confident. I don't think it'll be an absolute trouncing. But I do believe it will be a significant victory for the Whites. I think tomorrow. Hopefully, well, it's a Saturday afternoon, isn't it? So everyone will hopefully have had a few Jaegers, a couple of pints as well thrown down. So everyone will be happy. Hopefully, it'll be a full stadium. But yeah,
it should be. Yeah, I had a look earlier. Yeah, you know, like people are going, I can't even sell it out. I've gone into each individual thing. It's just like a random seat here and a random seat there. It'll be full tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be full.
Well, I think
it's just
Luke's getting Go on, mate. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it's a shame that the game wasn't sold out against, on Wednesday. Why they don't? I mean, we're digressing slightly. I apologise, but why they didn't put it up for general sale is absolutely mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. You know, there's another 3,500-4,000 tickets that they could have sold to people that you actually do want to come and watch the club. It's just petty back club, really, not having them go on general sale. Even like the day or the day before, give people the opportunity to go and But no, I think I'm expecting a good performance. I think it'll be loud and proud inside Elland Road. They'll probably bring a few hundred, maybe come home in a taxi sort of thing. So, but no, I'm looking forward to it. Few beers before, and let's get behind them all.
Yeah, I mean we've always had this sort of when that dwarf Johnson was in charge many years ago. Yes. I always loved battering them because they went on a good run and we went down there and we just turned them inside out like a pair of old underpants. And Leeds United, who are and all that kind of cider kind of vibe. I just want Luke. I know that you're tight with Larry Nance now, aren't you? So are you getting the private helicopter in? Are you abseiling to the centre circle and?
Yeah, me and Larry are like this, mate. But he doesn't reply to any of my DMs, so yeah. No, I actually
sending him dick pics.
Shh.
You'll see it flashing his phone. He goes, fucking a little bald fella from Leeds is texting me again.
I sending me pictures of a baby mole.
I did actually send him a DM earlier and he just reacted with a thumbs up. That was the amount of.
That's a polite way of saying fuck off.
Fuck off, yeah. Nice one. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually not going this weekend. Exclusive. I'm off to watch the NFL at Spurs Stadium on Sunday. So where I live, I'm sort of much closer to London than I am Leeds. So I'm not. Larry's not offered to pick me up. If he did, I would. I'd go to both. Larry, if you're there. I love you.
If you're listening.
Sorry, just tell him to shut up. No, sorry, man. I don't think he's coming. No. It just DM me now. Sorry.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
We're not like that at all. I've spoke to him once in the Peacock about Fantasy Premier League. We had a good chat, but really, really nice fella. And apparently he bought everybody a round of beers. But I just got there a little bit too late. But by all accounts, really, really nice guy. He had time for all the fans. And I think he's just enjoying the ride, man. He's not got any... He's not got any influence in the boardroom or anything like that. He's just an investor that's there for the ride.
Just
and he's
vibing,
enjoying every step. Yeah, man. Just nice guy.
Yeah. Kev, what's your thought? Are you super confident tomorrow?
I am. It's a Nigel Pearson team, though, isn't it? So it's going to be a bit defensive. And
is it Nigel Pearson in charge now?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh god!
Mhm.
Oh god!
Yeah. So he's just going to stand there with his absolute schnoz sticking out over the halfway line. These guys are prick, but yeah, we're going to win 3-0 tomorrow anyway. And so I've just got my words mumbled up there. And after that, and after that Pirro Rutter stuff that he was talking about today, playing Pirro in 10, I've got a feeling Pirro's going to score 2 tomorrow as well.
I've got a feeling.
He's going to come out with this super attacking masterclass he gave at his conference today, and it's going to work tomorrow. And he can just go like that. Mad bastard fucker, isn't he?
I've got a feeling. Does Nigel Pearson owe you money, Kev? That was a bit of a dig, wasn't it?
Something like that. He did manage Leicester, didn't he, up the road? So, no. Yeah.
He didn't run off with one of your exes or anything like that, did he?
I wish he did, mate. It would have made my life a lot easier over the years, yeah. But nah, I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan of Nigel Pearson.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we should. We'll go around and we'll get us predictions. So we'll start with you, Smarty, mate. What score do you think we're gonna win by?
Oh God, 2-0. 2-0 for Leeds.
Any scorers in mind?
Pirro and Rutter.
Nice.
Not Bamford.
Bamford hat-trick nailed on now.
Bamford,
it's in the universe now, Smarty.
Fucking hell.
He'd be a miracle worker if we won 2-0 and he scored a hat-trick.
I'm going to go 3-0 with Pirro with 2 goals and Ampadu to score the third.
Ooh. Lukey boy?
Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Leeds. I think we'll concede tomorrow, but I think we'll be too strong. And I think I'm going to go with Joel Pirro with the first. I'm going to go for Archie Gray with the second for his first goal this season at Ellen Road. Nice. And then the last one's going to be Bamford off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm not impressed. Just dropped my pen. I mean, wow. I think because I listened to Joe's Rivals midweek that he does that show, Yorkshire Rivals, and they played I can't remember what they played. Was it Hull or something? And they said that they weren't all that good. Oh, Rotherham, sorry. And they said they weren't special, but it's Leeds United where everyone's FA Cup final, aren't we? So I think it's always that little bit of extra effort. But I think we'll concede. But I think I'm going to go 3-1 with, like Luke says, and I think I'm going to go Rutter, Somerville, and maybe I think Anthony if he comes back on, if he's fit enough. But yeah, so that's the Bristol game.
Bristol
signed off. Now we've come to the point now. I know we've just gone over an hour, and I know people want to get off and go to the gym or whatever they do. On a Friday night.
Getting off at the gym. It's a new Funky Friday.
Yeah. Hey, everyone's got a kink, mate. So what we're doing now is something what we call top knob weight, and how it works is we look at throughout the week, and whoever you think's been a top knob, we'll throw them in the centre, and we'll nominate. So here is this week's top knob.
Top knob.
Love that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Can we nominate anyone from our own podcast?
You can nominate whoever you like, my friend.
Okay. There's one of our lads in comments, actually. I've just been our little OKBJ's there in the comments somewhere. He's a top knob.
Oh, Juan has been saying, by the way, Luke, Larry always messages me back. No thumbs up from him. And loads of laughing emojis. We all know what Juan Martinez is like.
Yeah, when you've got that credibility, mate, he's spot on with all your transfer rumours. What else? That's probably where he's getting them from, in fairness. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's what it is, yeah. So I'll come to you first, Kev. I'll put you on the spot.
Gareth
Who's your top
Ainsworth.
knob?
Gareth Ainsworth. Because he looks like if Shawn Michaels has been on the gear for 8 years, and at the end of it, he looked like Gareth Ainsworth. Honestly, that's it. Yeah, he's my top knob. Because he just stood there looking like a crackhead at the side of the pitch. So yeah, him.
He looks like a music teacher who used to be in a band, but he just can't. He just loves playing the flute or something. Do you know what I mean?
The band failed. The band failed, but he like carried on taking loads of psychedelics and that.
It's just the leather jacket for me, mate. Like, but well, you got a bicycle. Do you know what I mean? In tandem.
Circus act.
Yeah, Smarty, I'll come to you, mate. Who's your top knob?
Can I name 2 people?
You can name as many as you want, mate.
No, because it's 2 of them. It's them bellends off the fucking second tier dickheads. Them's my top knobs.
Right,
I'll just call the podcast top knob.
Yeah.
Just them 2 for just waffling shite, for using other credible clubs like our good selves as clickbait and just talking absolute bullshit without no context. I don't know how they're so popular, to be honest, but them 2 because they're a pair of right wankers.
Controversy, innit?
Yeah. That's
Lucky
it. It's just
boy?
clickbait shit, innit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'm torn between 2, and I'm either going for. In fact, no, I'm going to go for that because if I'm named both, I can't. It's not really fair. So I'm going to go for Asmir Begovic for nearly killing our star striker.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Asmir the Ripper. What a wanker. Yeah. Fuck off. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm torn between the QPR commentary.
That was my other one.
Oh yeah.
Gareth Ainsworth, the failed teacher, in a pottery class or something.
Or a PE teacher like Dave Ockaday.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is, mate, but he needs to get rid of that liver jacket.
Put him out for a fight outside Primark in Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a charity.
You know what? I'll go with the knob tier because they've rattled me a few times and they chat absolute shit.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to them. They've got the thing and stuff, but this week you're the top knob lads. So well done, second tier. You are this week's top knob.
Top knob.
I like that.
It's so groovy. So groovy.
It's really good.
Right, just to finish off, we have something called Ash's Question Corner, and we all know who Lord Ash is. Now, what he does is poses questions to the guests and or the rest of the panel. So he's gone for everyone. So I mean, this could either burn down my podcast.
I'm just getting my DMs ready to slide into him. Go on.
Yeah. So, what would you rather do? Right, this is to everyone, and I want answers from everyone. And the people watching, you can tune out if you want because. Yes, right. So, what would you want to do? Kiss Kim Jong-un on the lips, or fight Prime Mike Tyson? Which would you rather do? Go on, Luke.
I'd knock Tyson out.
With one arm behind your back, I'm assuming. Give him a chance.
With the 3 or 4 2-pinters from the Peacock before, I'd fight Tyson every time.
Kev?
My mum says I'm not allowed to fight, so I'll take the kiss. Definitely, yeah.
Are you going to be cheeky and romantic and just give him a quick bit of tongue, or?
Well, it depends what he wants, isn't it? That's just.
Would you bite his bottom lip?
And if Leeds have won as well, you never know what the fuck I'll be doing.
Are you going to go full serial killer with that, or are you going to do little snaky lizard thing like?
Yeah, are you gonna? That's a good question. Are you going to make him want to enjoy it?
Are you enticing him? Do you want to go? Are you moving it to the couch afterwards?
How many points are we talking about here? How many of drinks have I had before it?
As many as you want, mate.
No
drinks. Yeah, sober.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sober.
I couldn't fight Tyson sober.
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, that'll do.
Do not cut that, by the way. Just a little bit of tongue.
Did you say you've got a girlfriend, Kev?
Yeah, she lives in the basement.
Look at
Joseph right now. Fucking Joseph Fritzl over here keeping it all locked away. Go on.
When she's good, she's allowed out in garden for a bit.
Yeah.
Smarty.
I'm going full blown tonsil tennis. In fact, I would rather neck on with Kim Jong and finger him than get fucked by Mike Tyson. I'll be honest with you. I'll quite happily finger Kim Jong Un. So yeah,
You know what?
I mean Kim.
I might as well. Why not just make it a party and all three of us just go through him? I'll join you. I'll
Yeah.
you know, I'm all about that.
You hold him down, and I'll
Finger
go, and
food.
vice versa. Let's
And he'd
do
still
Yeah.
be in a better state than Mike Tyson was after I'd finished with him.
it. Fucking hell.
All that's going through my head at the minute now is that Mike Tyson advert. Stop. Get help.
Stop.
Cable vision.
Yeah.
You seen him on that
Exactly.
podcast where he just starts eating loads of magic mushrooms?
Yeah, and he's absolutely stoned. Yeah,
He's absolutely
he's
mad. He's mad.
crazy.
Yes, isn't it?
So that's this week's podcast. Thanks very much, lads, for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, because I certainly have. And these guys, we all know where you can find you on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, but your links is in the description below, and so is the Leeds House podcast, which you'll find Kev and James on Sunday, and I myself as well. Anything to add, lads, before we sign off?
Not really, mate. Thanks for having us on. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's been an absolute pleasure joining you. It's it's nice to get onto these things and hear different perspectives in a different style. And it's all Leeds content. So yeah, if you don't follow these guys already, get on it.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. Thanks for coming. Before I go, a little shout out to my mate Biz. It's his birthday today. Well done. You're still fat, and I'll see you on Monday. So we'll do that. We'll do that thing where you can choose. You can wave at the camera and say bye, or you can pretend to be a news anchor and just turn away. Just do that. So it's up to you. So thanks everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe to these guys and me, and well, Kev's the same thing. So thanks very much. See you later.
Double wanker signs.
Yay!
Like Luke.